will happen here. And that's a memo. Now for the top story tonight, another point of view. Joining us from Philadelphia, Professor Marc Lamont Hill, teaches at Columbia University. You know, I specifically requested you for this. Have you been to Greece?
Honored.
Have you been to Greece? Have you?
I have not yet.
Okay, I've been there a few times. And it is a hardcore socialist atmosphere over there. It's basically give entitlements to everybody. And now we see where that's led. So I know a person as intelligent as you, Doctor, is reevaluating now the entitlement culture. Am I wrong?
Oh, Bill, that's completely wrong. I mean, the Greek example. Greece is such a bad. It is. I mean, Greece is such a bad example. The reason why Greece is in the state that it's in is partly because of corrupt European bankers, which is very similar to what we see here in the United States.
European bankers.
Yes, on both. I mean, people on both sides of the aisle agree that corporate corruption had a large amount to do with what's going on in Greece. Also, Greece is very different than the United States. Greece is locked into the euro, so while most nations would devalue its currency to increase the amount of exports that go out, Greece can't do that. So again, the United States is not like Greece. There are so many reasons why the United States isn't comparable to Greece. When you look at the pensions that you just mentioned that go on in Greece, where the average pension is 93% of the average private sector salary, in the United States it's only 37%. So we're nowhere near what Greece is. It's a bad example.
There is a, no, it's not. It's an excellent example. 25% of Greeks work for the government. 25%, a quarter of the workforce. Here, big government is expanding, so we're going to get more and more people working for the government. Yeah, but here's the bottom line on it. Greece owes $500 billion, can't pay it back. We owe $13 trillion, can't pay it back. That's the bottom line here, Doctor.
Well, two things. One, if you're going to look at debt, you have to compare it to the GDP. So again, it's not comparable to Greece.
No, you have to compare it to the debt. No. We can't pay it back. We can't pay it back.
Again, I have a lot more faith in this country than you do,
Faith?
Bill.
What are you going to pay it back with? You're going to sell Columbia University? What are you going to pay it back with? You don't have the money. We have to borrow money to pay the interest.
Well, let me tell you. You grow your way out of debt. Again, Greece has a much more. Yeah, absolutely. You create jobs, you produce industry, you increase exports. These are things that you do to get out of debt. Greece has been unable to do that. The United States, however, is able to do that. In fact, we just saw today the fact that we had 290,000 new jobs produced. We've also seen enormous progress with the economy. So America is not like Greece.
I don't know. Enormous progress with the economy is a mantra on the left, yet the unemployment goes from 9.7 to 9.9. So, all right, people can make up their own minds on that. But
that's spin, Bill.
That sounds like spin to me. But let's get back to the entitlement culture, okay? You're seeing that all of the nations that rely on this kind of a society, and you're seeing what happened in Greece. Look, the Greeks aren't saying, you know what, my country's in trouble, and I'm going to do whatever I have to do. I'm going to cut back on whatever they're giving me for the good of the country. I'm going to work hard. You're not seeing that. You're seeing these people go up and try to destroy their country because they want what they want. This is the entitlement mentality, and I don't know why you don't get this.
I disagree.
What do you mean disagree? Why do you think they're in the streets?
Here's my problem.
Why do you think they're in the streets? Why?
Well, what I was disagreeing with was the idea that Greek people don't work hard or that American people don't work hard. It's not that people don't work hard. I do agree that there are different cultures in different nations. In this country, people do need government assistance. People do need government intervention.
In every country, they need government assistance. Every country,
but my
there are people who need government assistance.
My disagreement, Bill, is that when most people talk about government entitlements, they're talking about some poor woman in Harlem getting welfare. They're not talking about, people getting subsidies to build houses in the suburbs or AIG or these big multinational corporations. It seems to me that it's corporate culture that is disintegrating. It's corporate culture that's the problem. Absolutely, corporate culture. We live in a nation that privileges corporate
if Greece had successful corporations, they wouldn't be bankrupt, or they'd be in a lot better. One of the reasons that Greece is bankrupt because no corporation will go there because it's so corrupt, and you actually pointed that out. The country's so corrupt. There are so many hindrances to do business there. Nobody goes. Nobody's going to go, hey, I'm going to move my over to Athens. That's going to be great. Why? Because they have to give people everything. You hire somebody, they're on the dole for life. This is the entitlement culture. It strangles the economy. Go.
No, what you just spoke to was the need to have less corporate corruption, to have more intervention and oversight. The reason why we're in the mess we're in right now is not...
By the people who brought us Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac? They're supposed to be the overseers? That's who you want to watch the corporations? Come on.
No, I didn't say that, Bill. You said I said that. I agree with you that would be a bad step. I think that Barack Obama just gave a huge slap on the wrist to Wall Street. I think we haven't done enough to regulate Wall Street, to regulate corporate America.
Who's going to watch the corporations? It's the federal government, and they're the ones that brought us Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
Right, and that's why we need reorganization. That's why we need reform, Bill. And reform. I'm not saying that we should go with the status quo. What I'm saying here is that the American case is very different, and the examples you gave about Greece are evidence that we need corporate oversight and regulation.
We're going toward the entitlement culture, Doc. We're going there.
Nah.
And we got.
I want to go to Greece with you and check this out. Athens.
let me get back to you on that. All right, Dr. Hill, everybody. Next on the rundown.